So, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to your online class. And this first section, you will study about the lesson 5, letter to editor, on page 48. Okay. Before we starting this lesson, teacher would like you to review some of the vocabulary that you have learned from the previous video, everyone. You have learned like the word pass, like the word democracy, the word like measure, the word like automatic, right? And so far, you also have learned like the word eligible, like unacceptable, like participant, flexible, confusion, and register as well. And the rest of the you have learned with this lesson about the guideline in order to write a good letter to the auditor. So you see the guideline here, they have a state like the first paragraph, second and third. So we divide into three different paragraphs in this writing. What about the word dear sir, dear madam, because salutation. So salutation we just showing the great manner to the person who we send to. And the word sincerely, the word best regard, we call complimentary, complimentary, just close. And you can recognize the basic, and teacher just hope that you can write it well as well regarding to the way that you propose or write for suggestion of something that okay. So now we move to our lesson today, everyone. So in this lesson, you will get practice to the debate between whether the world should has only one government or not. So before you doing this reading, so you have to learn some of these 10 vocabulary first. Those will apply to the gap. So we have like the word survive. So to survive, I mean to have life or still exist. Or like we can say that if we survive from their like a terrible accident example, and after that you still having life as normal. Like government, I mean a group of people who manage or who control the country. Okay, the word straight here mean can be make somebody to like to harm anybody. Join mean to link together or work together. A team to pretend or want to do something bad. And cooperate mean work together or join together. Measure mean if we are talking like our height. So if we measure, we use the meter, to and strengthen it from the top of our body to the bottom. So this is we call measure. Believe meaning that you trust in. Okay, ought to just a part of modal verb. Have the word ought to replace to substitute. Okay, so what do you see here, everyone? Like the topic, there should be one government for the world, the whole world. Do you agree or not? And let's read first, and we will complete the gap later. So I agree. We should, okay, national governments with a single world government. If we do this, there will be no more wars. Instead of fighting, country will with one and another. Also, we will able to take action against global, like climate change, Currently, every country has different environmental regulation, and there is a lot of disagreement about what to be done. A single world government will be able to pass effective to stop global warming. People have to have one world government if we are going much longer. In fact, I predict that by 2050 we'll be electing a world president. So do you agree like that, everyone? But she used future continuous tense, so she just pretend or predict that an action will happening in 2050 and the about electing a world president. Another idea they disagree that the argument in favor of world government don't make sense. The United States is our best at world government so far, and it is not effective at all. There is still plenty many differences, culture, and language in the world. We'll never, going, to understand each other completely. So a world government would never be acceptable to the majority of people. For example, the problems in developed country are not the same as a problem in developing country. Action on problem like climate change is fine, but the different nation must be by people who know them and share their language and culture. He also he disagreed that from the first idea. And now turn to yourself, everyone. So we have to do some practice here. We have the word like survive, the word like believe, the word like threat, the word like government, the word you can see in the previous slide. You see here like the word measure, cooperate, ought to, join, attain, and replace, right? So let's do together. So the first one, so I agree we should national government with a single world government. So what is the answer, everyone? We should replace. Yep. We should replace national government with a single world government. Okay, go to number 2. Country will with one another will cooperate. Will cooperate. Number 3, as we will also be able to take action against global threat. And like climate change, currently every country has different environmental regulation, and there is a lot of disagreement about what number 4 about what ought to be done. Ought to be done. A single world government will be able to pass effective what? We have 6 words more. Effective measures to stop global warming. People have to have one world government if we are going to. So going to have to plus with verb. So you can find those words that function as past speak as verb and to complete after 2 here, like going to plus with verb. Verb 1. So the answer is survive. We are going to survive much longer. Number 7. This is the man. He doesn't agree. The argument in favor of the world government doesn't make sense. The United States nation is our best attained at world government so far, and it is not effective at all. There is still plenty of disagreement fighting that because there are simply too many different culture. Number 8, beliefs. Okay, beliefs and language in the world. We're never going to understand much. Okay, so teacher skip to number 9. So number 9, action. So this is the beginning of the sentence. So you have to make sure that you start with capitalization. Okay, like joint action on the problem like climate change is fine, but different nation must be governed by people who know them and share their language and culture, right? Okay, so after you have done with this, we go to another question like what two things will world government prevent according to the woman? And number 2, why won't world government work according to the man? One agree, one doesn't agree, right? Okay, let's check for number 1, everyone. The woman thinks the world government will prevent war and fighting and global warming. War and global warming. Okay, the 2 points that she raised, meaning that she just want to have the only one government that can control any fighting and to prevent it, and also to prevent about the different regulation of the global warming. Okay, so her thought is that in 2050 she just predict that there will be electing about the world president, isn't it? And number 2, everyone, why won't world government work according to the man? What do you think? Okay, so the man thinks that government won't work because there are too many differences culture which can never completely understand each other. Okay, okay, so we move to another slide. Zero conditional sentence, we use present simple, comma, and present simple, right? And conditional sentence, with the first conditional, we use present simple with the will plus with main verb, right? And you know that for the zero conditional sentence means something is true, fact, scientific, okay? And the first conditional sentence probably true in the future, but not so sure, not 100% sure with that. Okay, so if we have a world government in the future, then so what are you going to complete? People will be rebel to establish a sense of self determination. Okay, if we get rid of all immigration rules, economics worldwide will begin to crash. Okay, if we keep exploring space, we will eventually discover alien life. If we develop a country become rich, they will be better able to provide for their people. So this is not true. Everyone just think that perhaps or maybe true in the future, but not 100% true. So this is just a sample, and you can add your own sentence here. Like if we have a world government in the future, you can add like we will want. Okay. Rebel here can be fighting. Establish sense of determination. You see here. Rebel here means a person who is opposed to political system in the country and try to change it using force. So they fight to get the powers. Okay, so I want to conclude with our lesson today. Teacher would like you to concentrate on this argument, and yep, and you will learn from this how can they raise the idea to argue to each other, and you also review about the form with the first conditional sentence. Okay, so everyone, see you again in the second section. Goodbye, everyone.